This is the Pursuit of Wellness podcast, and I'm your host, Mari Llewellyn. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the show. Today, I am here for a solo episode. We are talking all things morning routine. This is an updated routine. I feel like I did this kind of a while ago and things have shifted since moving to Austin. So I want to give you guys a full rundown of my current morning routine. We're going to talk about supplements, nutrition, exercise, skincare, mental health, habit stacking, farm animals, and more. So very excited for this episode. I did just get back I literally feel like I've been gone for 2 months at this point because I went to Jackson Hole for almost a month. I was home in Austin for 1 week and then I left for Europe for 2 weeks. So I feel like I've been gone forever. So excuse me if I'm a little rusty today, getting back in the swing of things. We are full force this week at POW. I have a solo today. We have 3 interviews this week. We are gearing up for a really exciting fall, winter, New Year's. Like, we have some killer guests coming on the show and I know you guys are going to love it. So, quick recap on my Europe trip. I'm sure I'll dive deeper into it when I do my episode with Fee, which is coming up soon. We have lots of updates for you guys. Europe was great. It was a bit stressful, I would say, to begin with, because we arrived in Sicily and had no bags. And there was a ton of flight delays the whole trip. And I think everyone's experiencing that right now. But we had very tight layovers, which in retrospect was a mistake. And these delays, whether it was like an hour or 2 hours, made a huge impact. And our luggage didn't end up making it to Sicily, which I feel like I learned a big lesson on this trip. Number one, I definitely overpacked. I do not need to bring that many things. And our friends who we met up with, Sammy and Andrew Spalter, you may have heard of them, travel to Europe with just a carry-on. I think that is the most impressive thing I've ever heard in my life. And I had to share Sammy's skincare and makeup with her in Sicily, which Sammy is not an acne girly. So she didn't have anything. She didn't have concealer. She had one face wash. She's a very minimalist girl and managed to pack just enough outfits. So I was really impressed and inspired. I feel like next time I go to Europe, I will just be doing a carry-on. So wish me luck with that. Sicily was amazing. We had the best time with Sammy and Andrew. I think that's the first time we've ever met up with friends in Europe. And it was just such a fun thing to do. It was so wild. We met up with them in Sicily airport. We had so many good chats. They are people I find to be very inspiring. They're both business owners as well. So Greg and I just have a lot to talk about with them. And we did one crazy night out where we were out till 2 a.m. We went clubbing, which is very unlike me, but it was why not? We're in Sicily. The next day, I was so unwell and my mental health was so bad. It reminded me of why I don't really drink alcohol that much. I fully spiraled, guys. My mental health is so delicate. Anything that could throw it off will throw it off. So anyway, we had such a good time. And from Sicily, we went to Gordes, which is in the mountains of Provence in France. That was just Greg and I for 3 days. Had a lovely time. It was a bit more low key and quiet. I say that, and I did do a crazy horse excursion there, which I fully tricked Greg into. It was so just for context, there's an area in France called Camargue, and it's known for its native wild horses, which are the Camargue horses. They're white, beautiful horses, and they hang out in the marshes near the ocean. And there's also flamingos there. There's bulls. So me being me, I find this out. It's an hour and a half from where we're staying. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's go there. And I had to book this excursion in French. And I speak decent French, but not amazing French. So it was a bit lost in translation. It was a bit confusing. So on our drive there, I called them to ask if they had a bathroom. Vous avez les toilettes? And she was like, oh yeah, but the tour already left. You can't come anymore. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. She told me it was at 10 and it's not we were going to be on time. So I was really upset and trying to figure out a different tour. Anyway, we ended up calling back and that lady was wrong. We worked it out. We go on this horse tour. I'm in a group of like 15 people and the entire tour is in French. Poor Greg is in the back on the slowest horse there. And we get to the beach and the guy goes down the line of people and he goes, gallop, gallop, gallop. And if you wanted to gallop, you put your thumbs up. Anyway, galloping on the beach is my dream of life. And it was so much fun. Like the first gallop I did, I almost cried because I was so happy. Like that was how much joy it brought me. Then the second gallop we did, my horse was by far the fastest horse in the pack. Not to flex, but I was definitely in the front the whole time. I look up, I'm galloping, and my horse is kind of galloping the wrong way. Like we're kind of not going where we're supposed to be going. So I steered to the right a little bit. And then a rock kind of came out of nowhere and my horse spooked at the rock. So it kind of lurched sideways at full speed. So I come tumbling off. And keep in mind, I'm in a pack of galloping horses. So the girl behind me had to and I didn't realize this till I watched the video back that Greg had filmed. The girl behind me had to veer to the left to avoid trampling me, essentially. So yeah, this was probably the most dangerous horse fall I've ever taken. I fell quite well. I am covered in bruises. I have giant bruises all over my hips and legs, and I have a big gash under my chin. It's healing pretty well. But that night, I mean, in the moment, I didn't really feel hurt. You get so much adrenaline that I just kind of jumped up and actually started running. Like it's a really weird feeling. Like you just need to run. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I was chasing after my horse. Then that night, my jaw hurt so much that I couldn't open it. And I think I must have had whiplash or done something because I didn't hit my head, but my whole face hurt. So, and within the next couple of days, my back hurt. It was pretty rough. So that was the exciting adventure in Provence. And then after that trip, we went down to Saint-Tropez. We met up with our friends Leo and Pri. Then we met up with our friend Logan. So we just had a lot of social time and it was really, really fun. You guys have heard me talk about red light therapy and what a big part of my routine it is. I have seen so many benefits from using red light, and my personal favorite brand is Bon Charge. It is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. It's founded on science and inspired by nature. All Bon Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern world. They have an extensive range of premium wellness products to help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover, balance hormones, and reduce inflammation. My personal favorite product is their red light face mask. It helps with wrinkles and fine lines, eczema, migraines, acne, scar tissue, wound healing, relaxation, razor burns, and ingrown facial hair. I love wearing my red light face mask. It's so easy to habit stack. You can read, you can do other things while you're wearing it, and you just know it's helping. For me, I have a lot of acne, hyperpigmentation, and I know it's helping with that. And the more consistent you are with it, the more results you'll see. You can just use it from 10 to 20 minutes every day. Wear it while watching TV, cooking a meal, putting your kids to bed, etc. It really also helps with collagen and elastin production, which we love. The reason I love Bon Charge over the other brands is that they removed the circadian and sleep disrupting blue and green light, so we know we're going to get good sleep. They have 0 EMF radiation, 0 flicker, and a 1-year warranty, which I absolutely love. I have seen so many benefits. My husband also loves doing red light. I've heard it's really good for fertility and whatnot. So standing in front of the red light or wearing the red light face mask can be really great for inflammation. Go to boncharge.com and use coupon code PURSUIT to save 15%. That's boncharge.com and use coupon code PURSUIT to save 15%. You guys may remember Todd Anderson. He's been on my show twice now. He's a sleep expert and has spoken about the benefits of mouth tape. He also has his own company called Dream Recovery, which has science-backed solutions to help you feel your best each morning. There are so many tools we can use for better sleep, and one that really stands out is mouth tape. I have seen such amazing benefits from mouth tape. My husband wears one every single night. And I've also seen girls posting their before and afters of their jawline after mouth taping, and it's absolutely insane. They have a new Dream Tape Plus that combines the benefits of mouth tape with a skincare routine. I know a lot of women are afraid to have that adhesive on their mouth, so this is kind of a solution for that. It's clinically backed anti-aging ingredients infused into the tape, such as collagen, biotin, vitamin D, and vitamin B. I think this is such a great solution if you're worried about the impact the tape could be having on your skin. Plus, you're getting added benefits while you sleep. Sleep is the foundation of health, and there is nothing better than waking up feeling refreshed and ready to attack the day. Use code PAL for 20% off your order at dreamrecovery.io. I definitely missed Austin a ton, and I'm so excited to be back here on my routine. I'm just feeling like, I don't know, I feel like that September time of year feels productive. I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to push myself in the gym again and just feel healthy. So that's where I'm at. And I can't wait to kind of dive deeper on the personal stuff in my upcoming episode with Fee. For right now, we're going to talk morning routine. I'm going to talk you through everything I do, every tiny thing I do to set myself up for a successful day. So, morning routines have been crucial to me over the past, 6 years since my fitness journey. My fitness journey was the first time I ever really established a proper morning routine, I think, because as someone coming from, if you know my story, I was deeply depressed, horrible mental health issues, really unhealthy, just a very unstructured lifestyle. Going into my fitness journey, I needed a morning routine to set me up for success. I needed to teach myself how to have discipline every single day. And also, as someone who has struggled with mental health for such a long time, like, I need things to be a certain way to feel good during the day. Like, I am someone who naturally wakes up immediately anxious. I wake up kind of like, oh my God, what's wrong? Like, what could be going wrong? Even this morning, I woke up and I looked around and I kind of have to talk myself down from anxiety, which is, sad. I don't know why that's the case, but I have created a lifestyle and a morning routine that allows me to start the day in the best mood possible. So I want to talk you guys through that. And yeah, I think morning routines are important if you're on a fitness journey, if you're focused on your career, if you're trying to better yourself in any way. I think a morning routine is really crucial. And I've gone through different phases of morning routines. Like, I've had routines that are way more rigid and intense and some that are more flexible. So I'm going to give you an update of where I'm at right now, which I would say is a sort of in the middle. Like, I have non-negotiables, but I am willing to sort of play around with it when necessary and make it work for what's going on in my life at that moment. So I wake up between, I would say, this morning I woke up at 4:45 a.m. because I'm jet lagged. Generally, I wake up between 6 and 7 and I go off with an alarm on my phone. I do have a hatch, but the hatch is just for playing rain noise. I don't really use it as the alarm necessarily. So my phone goes off. I don't usually snooze it. Usually I get up quite quickly. And again, with the anxiety I have in the morning, I don't look at social media right away. Texts are more challenging, like those kind of pop up on my phone, but actually my phone's usually on airplane mode. So until I get it off airplane mode, I'm not seeing anything. The first thing I will do on my phone is look at my Oura Ring sleep stats, because I want to see, I'm just really into that kind of stuff. Like, I want to see how long I slept, what was my HRV, how deep did I sleep, etc. So then I brush my teeth, I chug some water. If I am around the time of ovulating, I will do an ovulation test. For my girls trying to get pregnant, if you know, you know. It's an everyday thing, just because you want to get that window perfectly. Then I head into my closet, grab some gym clothes. Generally, I will set those out the night before because I don't even want to think about it. I just want to grab them and go, throw on some sneakers, and then I head to the kitchen. Now, in the kitchen, this is where I'm consuming my first sort of supplements for the day or medication for the day. So I take, and I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but it's Quinton minerals. I think I've mentioned it before. It's essentially like seawater. Look up Quinton minerals, Robert Slovak. The studies and benefits behind Quinton minerals are astronomical. Alison Evans, the founder of Branch Basics, gave me the advice to drink about, I would call it maybe 2 cups of Quinton minerals first thing in the morning. It's amazing for gut health. And she said it helped her with pregnancy. So I drink Quinton minerals and I take the medication I need to take first thing in the morning. From there, I make a separate beverage. There's a lot of beverages going on in my morning routine. My special water, which contains Pickleball Cocktail Orange by Jigsaw Health. Basically, it's an electrolyte. It's a bit niche, but it was recommended to me by Emily Morrow, who is a naturopathic nutrition practitioner, I think is the right phrase. But it's a little bit niche, but a lot of functional medicine doctors recommend it. So I love that electrolyte. I also do a scoop of Bloom Colostrum, which is incredible for gut health and immunity. I've seen, honestly, a ton of benefits, especially on my skin journey. It's also restocked on Amazon right now. It's been sold out forever, so go get it while you can. And ours is also priced better than any of the others on the market, even though we are sustainably sourced US family dairy farms, best quality possible. So go check it out. And then I also do a scoop of glutamine, which is really, really good for gut health as well. As you guys know, I did do a round of antibiotics for my acne. So I've just been really focused on rebuilding the gut ever since that journey. And those are the things I need. And this is the drink I will sip on during my workout. One of my favorite interviews I've ever done on this show was with Dr. Mark Hyman. He is such an incredible expert in the field, and he recently launched Function Health, which I think is a groundbreaking company in the space. It's comprehensive lab testing with personalized insights from top doctors, co-founded by Dr. Mark Hyman. It has over 100 plus lab tests, biological age, Alzheimer's, stress and aging, cancer detection, autoimmune, and more. One thing I'm always telling you guys, get lab tests done. For me, with my acne, my fertility, this has been such a crucial piece of the puzzle in learning about what's going on with my body. Schedule lab tests instantly with 100 plus lab tests and a leading provider lab across 2,000 locations. Get results. Results include insights derived from top doctors and thousands of hours of research, your detailed written clinician summary, and phone calls for any critical results. This detailed attention ensures you're not just collecting data, but also gaining actionable insights to take charge of your health. One thing I would say about lab tests is when you get your results, it can feel like a different language. So you really do need that professional to be breaking it down for you. The next step is to take action, test again every few months to watch your health progress over time. I am personally doing my blood test next week. I cannot wait to see the results. This is such an important part of a health journey, and I'm really curious to see my biological age. Don't forget to go and listen to episode number 106, where Dr. Mark Hyman came on the show and we discussed function and talked about the truth behind metformin, gut health, PCOS, fertility issues, hormone health, and Ozempic. Function Health is now FSA and HSA eligible, transparent pricing, comprehensive testing. It's time you own your health. To join Function Health, go to functionhealth.com/POW and use code POW100 to skip the waitlist, available to 1,000 listeners. Meal planning, grocery shopping, and cooking can be such a huge hassle, but Hungry Root makes it possible to spend less time doing all of that and more time doing what you love. Hungry Root has made me feel so much less overwhelmed when it comes to mealtime. It's such an easy way to shop, and it's the easiest way to eat healthy. They send you fresh, high-quality groceries, simple, delicious recipes, and essential supplements. It's like having someone do all the planning and shopping so you don't even have to think about it. Hungry Root gets to know your personal health goals, dietary restrictions, favorite foods, and how much time you want to spend cooking and more. They then build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week, including an easy 4-ingredient recipe to put those groceries to use. Each order is fully customizable. They've got fresh produce, high-quality meat, seafood, healthy snacks, smoothies, sweets, ready-to-eat meals, kids' snacks, and so much more. right now, Hungry Root is offering Pursuit of Wellness listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/pow to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies. That's hungryroot.com/pow. Don't forget to use our link so they know we sent you. The next thing I do is go wake up my boy, Arnie. I'm back at home with the dogs. Lulu is home from Long Island. Arnold's home from camp. I'm so happy. I need my animals in my life. I think that was something that was like upsetting me while I was away. I was like, I just need my animals. So I get Arnold up, which is a whole fiasco. Arnold is a really energetic dog in the morning, like flies out of his crate. I have to immediately take him out. But it's like a really fun part of my morning. I like to get outside with him first thing because I feel like it helps me get my steps. I try to get 10K steps a day, helps me get some sunlight. It wakes me up. I just like getting outside first thing. And then I feel like I've gotten him his exercise, him his breakfast. And from there, I can focus on my own workouts. So my workouts kind of vary, but I'm weightlifting 3 to 4 times a week, generally in my home gym by myself. Sometimes I'll work out with a friend or a trainer and mix it up, but I am really trying to just continue to focus on the weightlifting. I feel like I just see the best results from weightlifting. I have my whole journey. I have to throw in more cardio. We had a flight that was super delayed going to Paris on our trip, and we had about 5 minutes to get to our gate through Paris airport, and Paris airport is huge, and I sprinted and I couldn't breathe. My chest burned. Greg was like, let me go ahead and I'll tell them to hold the gate, because I actually couldn't keep up with him, which was so embarrassing. And by the time I got on the plane, I was like coughing the whole plane ride because I had like ran so hard. Anyway, basically I'm out of shape cardio wise. So I need to get back on that. I need to incorporate some sprints and maybe some box jumps and things like that. If I'm really dragging and need some extra motivation during my workout, I will grab a Bloom sparkling energy drink for my workout. I did this morning and I have another one now because I'm jet lagged. Cherry lime is still my favorite, guys. Like, I've been seeing you guys post about it and I just think it's the best. But sometimes I'll grab another flavor too, and I'll kind of just sip on it throughout the workout, and it gives me the best energy, honestly, for the rest of the day. I feel super focused. So yum. Anyway, the weightlifting is a core of my routine, and I generally do a little bit of ab exercise every time I work out, just because otherwise I will never do it. So I do like 2 to 3 ab exercises, and then I do Pilates about once a week. And the Pilates class I go to, it's called Former, if you know it. It is the hardest thing. And I've brought Fee with me before, and she wanted to kill me because it's so painful. Every time I bring a friend, I'm like, I'm so sorry about this, because it's borderline impossible. Some of it, that it's that hard, like shaking, crying, looking at the teacher like, are you serious with this exercise? I just can't even explain it. I feel like it's really good for core. So I do that about once a week. And then obviously I do walking. I like to go on the trail. So anyway, my workouts could look different. Today I did a leg workout. I hip thrusted. I did sumo squats, cable kicks, lunges, jump squats, just kind of getting back into things. So my workout is generally about 45 minutes. It's nothing crazy. And then I head back upstairs and it's time to kind of get the day going. So I like to have my greens before I eat. So I'll have my Bloom greens, and then I'll take some of the supplements that I need to take on an empty stomach. For example, my peptides for gut health. I'm taking something for ovary health right now. Anything I need to take on an empty stomach, I'm doing in that moment. And then I make my coffee, which is a fun part of the day. I really do try to make coffee at home because, as you guys have heard in some of my other episodes, getting it at coffee shops, I just don't trust the beans fully. Like, we don't know where the beans are coming from. Is it moldy? Are they pouring hot coffee into plastic? I just try to avoid doing it every day. Of course, every once in a while, it's so fun to go get a coffee, but generally I make it at home. And honestly, I prefer my coffee at home. So I get beans from our favorite coffee shop in New York on Long Island, which is called Aldo's. And I grind the beans up in a grinder. And then I do a slow drip method, which is like the big glass carafe thing with the strainer. And that whole thing. And it's really, really good. I'll have my coffee. And then lately, a new addition to my morning routine, which I'm obsessed with, is checking my coop for eggs. So my chickens have officially started laying. I mean, I'm not sure who it is. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just one of them because the egg always looks the same. And I have different breeds of chickens in different sizes. But she has been laying, I would say, at least one a day. So I go check my little coop hole and see if there's any new eggs in there. And I've got like a whole bowl of them in the fridge now, which is so fun. Also, guys, I don't remember if I told you this, but when you get chickens, the hatchery makes sure they only send you hens if you don't want a rooster. So like, I technically am not allowed to have a rooster in the suburbs because it wakes people up. It's too loud, whatever. But sometimes the hatchery messes up and you'll accidentally get a rooster. And I didn't think I had, but out of nowhere, one of my silkies, which is one of the really fuzzy, funny head looking ones, I have two little black silkies. One of them started growing his neck thing, jowl, and his tail's getting green. And like, he's a full rooster. He's crowing now. I've caught him mating with some of my chickens. So that's a bit of a problem. So I'm keeping my eyes out for that. We'll see what happens there. His name's Branston. So let's see what happens with Branston. But I check for my chicken eggs and then head inside and it's time for breakfast. So my breakfast, I go through hyperfixations where I eat the same breakfast every day. I think you guys know that. Like, I was eating steak every single morning for breakfast for a while, which I really enjoyed. Lately, I've sort of been off the steak. Like, I'm sort of not craving steak in the morning anymore. So I've been doing 2 eggs. I have been experimenting with eggs. I still don't know if I fully trust them to not break me out, but I can't not eat my chicken eggs. You know what I mean? So I'm reintroducing. It seems to be going okay, which is so crazy to me. It just shows the H. pylori or whatever was causing my acne, like, must have been causing a sensitivity to eggs, or the eggs must have been triggering it. I don't know. I just find that so fascinating. But I've been having 2 eggs with berries, sometimes a little bit of sourdough, or I'll get a smoothie. I need to start making my own smoothies again because I got in a bad habit of ordering them and they're, ridiculously expensive. So usually I'll do eggs. And then after breakfast, I will take any supplements that are supposed to be taken with food. So I do understand this sounds like a ridiculous amount of supplements. I would say with where I'm at, this actually isn't as many as I used to take. Like, it's honestly a bit more simplified now. But with my acne journey and with my gut health journey, like, this is just sort of what helps me feel best and it helps me digest. So I take any post breakfast supplements, probiotics, fish oil, things like that. And then it's time to head back to the bathroom to get ready for the day. So it's skincare moment. The first thing I do is wash my face with Clear Stem Gentle Cleanser. It's the orange bottle. It literally goes with me everywhere. I brought it to Europe. It is the most simple, effective cleanser I've ever used. You guys know I love Clear Stem. I trust them with my life. I use their hair care, I use their body lotion, I use their lip balm, I use their sunscreen. It, to me, is one of the best acne brands out there and has just really been a huge part of my journey. So after I wash my face, I then do, sometimes if I have time, I'll do red light therapy. The red light panel I sit in front of, absolutely love it for scarring, for inflammation, but it's also just a really good habit stacking moment. Like, this is a moment where if you feel like you need it, meditate. Maybe, you guys have heard me talk about Superhuman app. It's amazing for affirmations and manifesting positivity, gratitude, really like resetting the brain. Maybe some breath work, maybe just read a book. I would put the phone away, just take 10 minutes for yourself to sit there and get the benefits of the red light and do something positive. Then I actually apply my skincare, and I have, skincare to me has never really moved the needle, but I feel like in this healing journey, it actually has made a really big difference. I've been working with an esthetician here in Austin. Her name's Jackie. She's amazing. I don't know if she's listening, but shout out Jackie. She's been helping me with my scarring. So obviously I use a lot of Clear Stem products, but I also use Rococo Botanicals. I use a Mandelic Acid by Face Reality, Beta Gel by DMK, antioxidant serum, ceramide booster, and an SPF. And these things are all helping me with the pigmentation I have left from acne and things like that, along with, going to get chemical peels done and things like that with her. So my skincare is like an important part of my ritual for me. And then I always dry my face with Clean Skin Club towels. If you haven't heard of these, they are one-time use, gentle face towels. If you have very sensitive skin like me, I feel like using a towel over and over again just is irritating and can be dirty. And these are just so effective. I know a lot of estheticians recommend them, and I'm obsessed. So yes, my Clean Skin Club face towels. Then from there, I get ready for the day. And generally the night before I'm choosing my outfit, because otherwise it becomes a whole try on session and I don't have time for that. So I pick an outfit generally for the office, depending on what I'm doing that day. Maybe I'm recording. Maybe I look a little more businessy one day, depending on what's going on. And yeah, I start work by 10 a.m. And I feel like after that morning routine, I am set up and ready for the day. I hope that wasn't too overwhelming. I just wanted to give you guys all the deets. I think it's really fascinating to hear about other people's morning routines. And I'd say the biggest thing is having a ritual, not leaving too much room for decision making. I really like knowing, okay, I wake up at this time, the next thing I do is this, because there's no thinking. It's just sort of like, this is what I do. And of course, like there's room for flexibility. Like what kind of workout do I want to do? Do I want to walk with a friend? Do I want to meet up with a friend for coffee? Like some things can be interchangeable, but there are some real non-negotiables in here for me. And if you're listening and you feel a little lost, unstructured, like you don't have time for yourself, I would recommend waking up an hour earlier. It is just so worth it to fit in that ritual that you need to have the best day ever. I think it's just life-changing. And yeah, this is my current recipe for success. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wellness podcast. To support this show, please rate and review and share with your loved ones. If you want to be reminded of new episodes, click the subscribe button on your preferred podcast or video player. You can sign up for my newsletter to receive my favorites at marilewellen.com. It will be linked in the show notes. This is a Wellness Loud production produced by Drake Peterson, Fiona Attucks, and Kelly Kyle. This show is edited by Mike Fry, and our video is recorded by Luis Vargas. You can also watch the full video of each episode on our YouTube channel at Mari Fitness. Love you, Pow Girls and Pow Boys. See you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team.